Recording in progress.
All right. Recording is in progress. Are y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's do it. Hello, and welcome to our humble little podcast. This is Atlantis After Dark, the greatest place in all of cyberspace. And I'm the AB. We're glad you could join us today, everybody. Have you ever felt like your entire life is just one big school exam? I sure did, and I didn't study for it at all. Let me tell you, I'm ready to go already. I think you guys are too. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. Let's meet today's All-Stars. Warming up in the bullpen. The other day, his wife walked past the bedroom and sees him putting polish all over his penis like shoe polish. She said, No. I said, remember to turn your clock back. It's Biff by Adam West. What's the word, dude?
What's going on, man?
How's that? It's another day.
Another Sunday of raids.
What are you doing with that much shoe polish in your bedroom anyway?
Shoe polish is messy.
It is. It's gross.
Especially if you're putting it on your Hank.
What did you call it? Your Hank?
Yeah, whatever.
Hey now, Bobby.
You could use so many different words.
Yeah.
God, I suppose you could. So, we're glad to have you on the show today, pal. Speaking of Hank, next up, he's the Sorcerer Supreme of cyberspace. He named his penis lottery ticket because he's always scratching it. It's Retpmus. What's happening, Big Kahuna?
Oh, not much. Glad to be here, man. I always enjoy the roast at the beginning. It's my favorite part, actually.
Sure, you don't like talking about the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But you instantly get a laugh always from the roast.
Yeah.
And in the game, sometimes it's depressing. Sometimes
Right.
it's happy, but you always get a laugh at the beginning.
That's right. That's what we aim for, to make people happy, right?
Exactly.
All right. Well, thanks for being here, buddy. All right. Joining us today, he's the gangster of ganja. This morning when he put his underwear on, the Fruit of the Loom guy started laughing at him. It's Sekju. Welcome, sir. You don't get that reference. And I looked at this, there's a blank space going right over his head.
No. I get the Fruit of the Loom.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
just high as fuck. I'm the gangster ghost, whatever the fuck you called me. I don't know. No, I had Fruit of the Looms. I'm more of a Hanes guy now in my adulthood. But when I was little, I had Fruit of the Looms. The little alligator shirts and everything too.
Right.
I get those references.
Right. Okay.
But they're the ones that made underoos. Who
I
made
think so.
underoos?
Those are awesome.
The
by the way.
superheroes,
Right?
Like Superman and Wonder Woman. And
I don't know. My kid has
Batman.
all of those though. He's got the full deck of DC and Marvel superheroes all over his Hank.
Oh man. Well, welcome one and all, and also welcome to your Hanks. By the way, Dr. Crane finally has his own design in the shop, and it's coming out just before Halloween this year. So be sure to get into what was the creative genius behind this one, Biff? Why did Dr. Crane want his own shirt in the shop anyway?
I think he just felt left out.
Really?
Everyone's getting a shirt. And
Isn't he?
He seemed a little jealous of Satan last time.
Yeah.
Right, he was.
He's like, Satan's been on the show once. And he invited him.
Well, technically, he got a shirt before anybody else. He was even on the show, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I'd be a little ticked off too.
I know.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's Bonker's first shirt as well. And I'm not sure the pose is a little suspect for sure. But if you want to look at it, get over there and check it out. It's you're bonkers to be scared, or what is it, Retpmus?
No, you'd have to be bonkers not to be scared.
Right. You'd have to be bonkers not to be scared. See, I'm a little feeble old man and I forget these things.
And Dr. Crane has bonkers in a little bit of a compromising position.
I'll say.
And bonkers doesn't seem to be scared. So
no,
there
bonkers is just as angry as ever. Well, bonkers isn't really angry. He's a happy clown, but just don't piss him off.
Oh yeah, he's smiley.
All right. You guys are crack ups. I'll tell you what, let's get into some DCL. Let's talk a little bit about raids, and I want to recap a little bit of the raid efficiency that we talked about from last week, because it really seems to have helped a lot of people in our alliance out. I've noticed that even myself, all I did was the first 2 days of Biff's raid rules, and I'm still sitting at like, what, 560 something in the rankings, and I haven't touched it since yesterday. It's that easy, guys. It really is that easy to get all the way to the end if you follow Biff's advice. What are your guys' experience with that?
Well, I've always had my own sort of raid thing going on, but I have heeded Biff's advice and implemented a lot of his strategies. And even though yesterday I was skipping along, like hustling ass to finish for other reasons, Biff's strategy helped me finish earlier than I ever have. I got to the milestone 70 at like 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and normally I'm finishing milestone 70 like right now while we're recording. Now, of course, I didn't stop there because, finished is never really finished. But if you want that milestone 70 and those rebirth crystals and all those rewards that come, the Biff strategy is the way to go, in my opinion.
And by the way, it's not just my, I was taught a certain way, and I've just kind of adapted it to what works best for me. But it's, I had the quickest one I've ever had. And I think that has a lot to do with Cyclone.
Yeah, we had some bugs.
Obviously move things along pretty well with people out there, they're not all bugs aren't bad,
right? It's not so bad when they work in your favor, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't hear people complaining about that. Like,
I know. Oh,
people aren't lighting Reddit up.
It's been filled with stop speeding up my raids.
Well, the terrible thing is people are still reporting it on Reddit though, and it's like, shut the fuck up, you assholes! What is wrong with you?
They should be reported, but
but after raids, when we're done and everyone's had a nice weekend,
we're done now. Atlantis After Dark is done.
Yeah, we can. Exactly. We were done Friday.
I care about the whole DCO community, though.
Well, I do too, but at one point, enough's got to be enough. Like if you don't got it done, you got it done.
Well, they're not going to fix it in the middle of raids
no,
anyway.
Of course not.
They're probably not going to fix it at all at this point because they're going to have new bugs to deal with whenever we start getting into fire and ice. So
hey, I like my 14-second level 68s. That was the key to me finishing in midday on Saturday.
Oh, so nice. So nice. And thank goodness that we got that advice on who to pair with Cyclone. Because that definitely sped things up a little bit too.
Yep.
Yeah. I wonder if that's going to make her a raid essential.
She'll be fixed.
She'll be fixed and no.
No, you don't think so?
Part of it's the multiplier. She's getting that multiplier damage, and she hits hard, but so does Dr. Poison, and Dr. Poison's not a raid essential either. There's Yara, another hard hitter, so I don't know. It's cool for this raid, not for every raid.
Yeah.
That would be convoluted.
Oh God, a new convoluted essential.
That was a perfect plug right there. That was great time.
No, but I think it was some of these bugs that actually led to the owls being threatened for the first time. In my knowledge, they were actually put on pace a little bit.
Yeah, just day 2 though. I mean, I never get 2.
Yeah.
I do believe that there is a recipe to beat the owls. And,
I do too.
But unfortunately, it's going to take 30 people, a massive commitment, and massive organization.
Yeah.
And it just shows that, okay, you can maybe maintain that organization for 2 days. But then if you're not 30 for 30, because the owls, the only window they give you is to get ahead because they're not as worried about the first days. And if you have a perfect organized strategy and you get ahead, it's going to be hard for them to catch up if you have 30 out of 30 all pulling in one direction with the organization, the schedule needed to do it.
You also need the rosters though. If you have a bunch of L5 people versus RB5 people, it's not going to work out for the L5s in the end.
Right. No, absolutely. But and listen, I'm not one of those people that thinks the owls are ever going to get beat. I'm just saying there is a recipe for it, but I don't know if there are 30 people out there that have the desire to execute that. It's just painful.
Yeah. I can't disagree with that.
And then you look like, I was like, oh, are they in trouble after, day 2? And then all of a sudden I look and I'm like, oh God, it's not even close.
Yeah. It's usually a runaway train.
Soul crushing mode just came 12 hours later than it always does. That's it.
I posted my prediction in the writer's room well ahead of day 3. So
right.
But I don't know. I don't want to take away from the Lazarus faction's effort though, because even if you are, leveling the playing field with a character like Cyclone, because let's face it, that's essentially what she does. She levels the playing field because everybody's getting really quick boss kills using her. So, the difference maker comes is when you hit the point where you don't have the level playing field, which is day 3, and that's when all the higher rebirth characters come in and really kind of let the owls take over. But not to take any credit away from the Lazarus faction, like putting up 1 billion points on day 1 or day 2 rather, that's impressive. And
really was.
It does take tremendous organization to keep up with the owls, because even though you're using the same advantages in that level playing field, you still have to have the coordination. You still have to have the people on hitting those bosses. I can't remember if I saw the comment or where I saw it, but I swore I saw somebody in the owl saying we have 10 people on bosses right now and we're not catching up. So I don't know what else we can do.
Jesus.
And of course that was largely due to Cyclone, but still that's a credit and organization to Lazarus faction. So hats off to them. Like bravo.
I was surprised that the lead they got out to on us in day 1.
Yeah.
Because we're never that far behind anyone after day 1. I mean, they've kind of taken over the last 2 raids as finishing day 1 as in the pole position, where I think we had 6 in a row where we finished day 1, because we are very organized and we're very tight. So day 1 and day 2, we excel. And then of course, then we quit. And we just let all you suckers ruin your whole fucking weekend.
Throw a bone into the pit and let them chew it over, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, but I was surprised at how far ahead they were than us, and I was kind of a little curious because day 1, it doesn't help to have more than one person. Really, it really doesn't. It actually slows you down. So how they got out to as big a lead as they did on us as day 1 is very impressive.
I know. Especially with a guy like me smacking bosses on day 1, right?
Oh,
hey, by the way, you had the second highest kill per hour, and you let off. And that's a huge deal.
That's awesome.
Well,
because, second highest of the whole all 24-hour blocks, and to be the one that's the guinea pig trying to find out what the best thing is was pretty damn impressive, actually.
Well, for a short time, I was in first. I think I was in first place for probably the first half hour solid, and then I bumped into second. I'm not sure what happened there, but I was actually getting between 4 and 5 second kills using Atrocitus and Atom Smasher, just those 2. The only problem with that was there was such a variance in it, where one would take me between 4 and 5 seconds. The next one might take me 30 seconds. So it was highly, highly variable. In other words, it just wasn't consistent. So the only way to really patch the consistency up with that in the end is what I did was I stuck Lois on the end of the team too.
Yep.
But you usually can't go wrong. I mean, if you the point I'm really trying to make here is the multipliers have become in play again, I think, especially for your first day and your second day.
Day 1, they've always been in play.
Yeah.
Day 1, 5 times, or, I remember, I think I was doing some boss and it ultimately ended up not being the best comp, but I mentioned I was using Heat Wave. And Sekju was like, what the fuck are you using Heat Wave for? I'm like, he's a 5-time.
Right. Heat Wave is great. I used him.
Yeah. So a lot of times we don't even remember, I get into the raid, I have no fucking clue who the multipliers are.
Yeah.
After I look at Moomin's fucking cartoon, I don't ever give the multipliers a fucking second thought.
That information just sieves right out of your head, right?
Right. But Smasher and Cyclone were usable this time. Definitely.
Yeah, they definitely were. So
and by the way, Cyclone was the fucking MVP too.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm done at 2 p.m. on Saturday with 500 million.
Yeah.
Good job, Cyclone.
Well, I think we saw that coming though too. Like when everybody was talking about that visual bug, even if there wasn't anything else, like with the cooldown issue, the visual bug would make her faster. So I think that we were talking about that before raids, even that she's going to be good in raids, even as a 3X. Now, we don't normally use a 3X, but she's a rare exception. But I know I always go into raids thinking, who is the one 5X I'm going to need? So I look at that list and I'm like, okay, day one, it's usually a green or a blue alliance boss. It's usually blue. Occasionally we get that green curveball.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like Smasher. Okay, Adam Smasher. Great, let's go. And yeah, I forgot who the other 5Xs were. I mean, Cheetah, but she's kind of not that great for raid purposes. Yeah. But yeah, I completely forgot about Heatwave. And then I saw Biff using Heatwave, and I'm like, why the hell is he using Heatwave? I don't understand. I have to ask.
just day one.
Yeah.
Just day one. I dusted him off for day one and then never saw him again.
Yeah. Well, maybe again sometime this year or next year.
I actually like Heatwave, by the way. Not a bad guy.
Yeah, I mean, I've never geared him up. It was just kind of, he came around in a time when I was very resource poor, and he just wasn't on my list of priorities. So,
yeah, it happens. Retpmus.
Captain Boomerang instead. Fuck.
Retpmus, what was your experience like this time around, buddy?
It was pretty good. It was super laid back because I was taking your approach this time.
Right.
I'm just going to get the first 3 crystals and that's it. So I probably put a total of 3/4 of a day in my whole raid weekend and I'm done.
Right.
I mean, I put 500 plus, up for our alliance and I got the crystals and I didn't have to spend grinding. I was able to actually have a ton of free time this weekend to do what I wanted.
Right.
And I mean that a lot of it has to do with the Cyclone. And I even used Black Canary quite a bit to get through stuff quickly because I was able to stun Superboy Prime. So he didn't get to attack. So, I mean, overall, I think I enjoyed this one most of all because I got all my time, and the time's way more valuable than sitting there all day long tapping a screen.
Right.
Yeah. There's plenty of time to get the milestone 70s still left in the day, right?
Well, yeah, but see, now today I can sit back and work on other things that I need to work on.
Yeah, I figured you would have accidentally gotten there with all the Etrigan farming.
I completely stopped. I don't even want to get into the Etrigan farming because
really?
I was screwed bad. I mean, I don't
Explain.
know. I have to have the record for the most 2 and 3 fragment pulls from the last node than probably anybody in DC history on that node, because I spent thousands and thousands and literally thousands of gems, and I kept getting 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and I'm like, what the hell? And I mean, it was really getting me fired up, and I was like, okay, well, just forget it. I'm going to go to RB4 and I'm just going to quit. They're taking way too many gems. I don't want to spend 100,000 gems making him RB5. It's just not worth it. And I was like, okay, this next pull, I was like, all I need is like 3 more shards. And that'll give me my level RB4 amount that I need. And of course they gave me 2. So
you got 4 days left to get 1 more shard.
Yeah, I can just play the first node and get it. But it was just so irritating. It's like someone back there was sitting there going, he's trying to pull these. Oh, let's give him this. Now,
damn it, Steve.
I know. It was either Steve or Lewis.
Here we go. Let's give him a glimmer of hope. Let's give him 8 this time. Up, and then back to 2 and 3, 2 and 3. That's what it felt like, man. It really aggravated me because I always do the 6 day on almost every character that I like, and I've never had this bad a pull ever. And it was constant. I mean, it wasn't, like, okay, well, you get a 2 and then you'd get a 6 or you'd get a 7. I could understand getting a medium range a lot, but to consistently get the 2 and 3, like, I would say probably 70 to 80% of my pulls were 2s and 3s.
Did you keep track of how many gems you actually spent? Like, did you note that down?
I spent over 20,000 easy.
And where were you taking him from? Like, what rebirth level was he at already?
Or
I guess what gem count or shard
he was.
count?
I had him at 3 already.
Okay.
And it took like 20,000 to go from 3 to 4.
Yeah, it seems like a lot.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of the math because RB1 through 5 is what, 62,000 gems. So I'm just trying to think whether or not you really got screwed that bad.
I felt like it.
It felt like it. And that's all that matters. Is the feeling. If it felt like you got screwed, it was screwing.
And I mean, I have enough gems. If I kept getting 2 and 3s, I have enough gems to go to RB5, but I don't want to spend them all on that. I mean, it's just not worth it. I mean, because in reality, if you put an RB4 against RB5, is there really that much of a difference? I mean, you can still take it. Heck, you can take an RB5 out with an L5 if you have the right team. It doesn't really matter. But he was one of my favorite characters because I'm like a Mystic fan, and that's the affinity I like the best. So I was just like, okay, well, here's a perfect opportunity. Take another Mystic to RB5, and then I was just like, because I wanted to have like the Dr. Fate Grundy Etrigan combo. You know, even though Grundy and Dr. Fate, you know, they're non-meta, I don't really care. They're my favorite characters. So that's why I kind of like a little bit of the obscure characters. But I think Dr. Fate will have a lot of boost in popularity after the Black Adam movie comes out.
Well, I hope so.
I think he's going to either get a boost in power or a rework too. So
he better.
I'm crossing the fingers. I would love to have his original kit brought back with super high stats. I would love to have it because he had like an AoE on his counter instead of just attacking one person that had the debuff on him. Like he would like attack everybody. It was it was an AoE.
That's not unheard of either because Captain Atom has that now. So why not? You know?
Yeah.
I would love that. And he was really cool because he was immune to a lot of the buffs too. They didn't affect him at all. He was like a Superboy Prime before Superboy Prime came out.
Yeah. He was like the OG of the blue mystical people. So yeah.
Plus Dr. Fate's awesome, so he deserves to be awesome in game. It's his time.
Exactly.
He deserves to be.
I wonder if he's going to get a skin.
I would love it.
That would be pretty cool. Get the Pierce Brosnan skin.
Well, that'd be kind of cool. But I mean, have they done movie skins? I don't think they've done an actual movie skin.
Not skins, but I know they have characters like Joker Damaged Goods is a Suicide Squad movie character.
And Wonder Woman.
And Wonder Woman.
It means more recently. No. It seems like they've gotten away from that a little bit.
No, but it feels like DC movies have divorced the game some way.
Yeah.
Tewty said that I was on with him doing the RB5 showcase. He said he believes that there's a problem with some of the characters that are exactly built on movie.
Yeah.
Characters like DOJ and Joker Damaged Goods that they don't seem to rework those.
Right.
Because of something to do with the character being the exact model of the movie. Mm. He said he has no proof of that, but there's definitely some sort of whisper out there around that.
Yeah, which kind of doesn't make sense. If they have the rights to the character and they're able to continue to use that character, changing their stats would make no difference in the actual
you wouldn't think so, but it's a theory because we were talking about, you know, I would love to RB5 DOJ if she was good.
Right.
Maybe it's
and he was like
thing.
Yeah.
Maybe a likeness, like since it's Gal Gadot's likeness on the character, like maybe the game would have to pay her royalties and they don't want to do that or something. I don't know.
They're not
well, she's already in the game, so they'd have to be doing it already. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no change in the likeness. They're just changing numbers. That's what I don't get. But I would want an Enza Kramer skin. Yes, it would be changing Dr. Fate's gender to a woman because it was his wife. But she looks so awesome. I threw a picture up of what she looks like in the writer's room. But you guys, I think that would be such an awesome looking skin. I would love to have that.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Just something different. But, you know, I wouldn't gripe if the Pierce Bronson skin was in there because I like the uniform. I just don't like it because he doesn't have eyes. It seems I don't like that. I mean, because you're always used to the glowing eyes, like Dr. Fate, like when he would look over and his power would come out, you'd see those glowing eyes. I always thought that was kind of cool, but maybe they still appear on the helmet when he does something. We don't know yet.
We don't know. It's
the uniform itself. I mean, I give the guys props for the uniforms because I think all of the uniforms look spectacular. Because
Yeah.
when they did like the zoom in and they were showing the detail like on the textures on the fabric of like Black Adams and Dr. Fate and like everybody's. I mean, there's so many little tiny intricate design patterns in that our eyes are never going to catch on film, because very rarely they're going to be zoomed in that close. But just to take that level of detail for that extra mile, I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of some of these, and I've said this before, right? I'll say one more thing and then we'll get off of this. But if the problem really is with the movie skins, you know, take them out of the game. Make them skins for the other characters. I mean, we don't need 3 Wonder Woman. We don't need 3 Batman. We don't need all these. We don't need 2 Jokers. Just make one of them a skin. Just get rid of Joker damaged goods altogether. Make the skin part of Joker's skin kit and let it be done.
The only thing that if they were going to do multiples of a character, I think they should do each character they bring out. Like each character should have 3 characters. Each one should be a different affinity.
No, see,
that would give them a really cool advantage, because you can have your favorite character in a team that represents each affinity. So you can bring them in and not worrying about them getting wiped out because of another team can be protected by someone else. So that would give more variety in the game. I mean, we have 3 Wonder Women. Why not make one a physical, one, energy based, and one a mystic, instead of all of them being mystic? So you're using them. So you take all 3 of them to a team. They're all going to get wiped out by reds. But if you had one that was a red and one was an energy, then it would balance that out, and you could still use a team of your favorite characters. That's what I think would have been a kind of cool when they bring out multiple characters like that. Or even like when they change the skin, have the affinity change. That's the only difference in the skin. It changes the affinity.
Well, that I would see as being a little bit better, because otherwise you're going to have 3 characters for every, or 3 tunes for every character in the game. And we already complained about how bad we have to scroll across the damn thing. So,
true.
Yeah,
they could just implement a better sorting system, but that's not going to happen.
No, that's like coming soon.
Function,
it's all coming soon.
Can you imagine the bugs if we had 6 new characters a month?
Oh my gosh!
Jesus.
Scratch what I said.
Right. So, anyways, let's get on to some of the reworks, because these reworks look really good, and we touched on a little bit of it earlier with Black Canary, but. I'm really eyeballing, and some people like Black Canary. Some people are really going to dig her. I'm looking at Batman TDK as more of an overall, more well-rounded tune. Black Canary seems like she has a niche with evasion comps, and maybe Biff can speak to that, but Batman seems like he's going to be the way to go, in my humble opinion.
Batman. I love the rework of Batman. I really do. I mean, he shuts Superman completely up. He does the job like he was meant to do.
Correctamundo.
Same with Harley Quinn. I mean, anybody, Barda. I mean, he's kind of a little badass now compared to what he was. Of course, just because he's a green, Spectre's going to wipe the floor with him. Of course, like he does with everybody else.
Sure.
If Spectre wasn't a factor, he would be way up there in the priority type characters against Taunters. I mean, I think he's really just that good. He hits weak though, which is kind of surprising, because like his basic, it's just every time when I would hit with it, it was just like they forgot to bump that stat up or something. But overall, I love his constant shields. I love his debuffing. He constantly throws on the stamina ups. So he's a tank, except for Spectre, of course.
Well,
as you said, you can say that about any green.
Right.
True. Very true.
I have one green in the game that stands up to Spectre, and that's Superboy. That's the only one I have, and I have him RB4. So that he can take the AoE and the second shot and just kind of like, thanks.
Isn't that kind of weird too?
Yeah, because it is kind of weird, because I've went up against RB5 Superboys, and I've one-shotted him with my RB5 Spectre.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe
there's
I'm lucky.
other factors in play, like if your Spectre crits on the first turn versus not critting on like one of those moves, then mean, plus again, a higher rebirth Superboy has a very long health bar and everything too, so different factors at play.
He's
but I do want to contest one thing that AB said before I let go of the mic. I feel like Black Canary is going to be better than people give her credit for because of her leadership skill and the impact of giving the whole team true sight to start. Like, taunters don't matter.
Sure.
We are in an era of taunters really not mattering, because if you bring her, whoever else you bring on your team is going to get true sight. They can punch whoever they want. So what good's your taunter at that point?
Yeah. I mean, an effective taunter.
Beyond her evasion utility, though, too. Like, yeah, she does the whole evasion thing, too, but that works for anybody. Like, who does that not help on turn 1 if they have true sight?
Yeah, I mean, I've always...
But it's still just, I mean, just for taunters. I mean, that's kind of still a...
It's still a niche.
It's still
I guess.
a niche thing, yeah.
But both of them are. If you think of it, both Dark Knight and Black Canary are both made anti-taunter. That's basically what both their kits kind of are. If you think about it now,
there's a little bit anti-speed meta too, since she has so much turn meter down on both her AOE and her basic.
She has everything.
Yeah, she's a little bit more than niche to me, is all I'm saying. Like, we've been wanting a red leader, and Nightwing's great, but people have been consistently like, we need more red leaders. Well, I think she's a very viable red leader post rework. I only have her L3 right now, so I can't speak to her full utility. I will get her to L5 or RB1, but she seems pretty awesome. Her bonus benefits aside versus Superboy Prime, that passive stun, she uses that, or I guess it's that passive trigger, her second for the stun. Yeah, she's stunning things left and right like crazy all the time. Yeah. So
she's got a modernized kit that just does everything. She gets stuff if she evades. She gets stuff if she gets hit. She has turn meter. She gives evasions to herself. She gives evasions to the team with an AoE. She stuns. She
does a lot.
True sight, as you said. I'm still not sure. I haven't used her very much. Obviously, she's of interest to me.
She's very good.
Everyone gets very excited when the reworks pop, like right before the raids start. I'm not one of those like, oh, let me go test it. I'm just so I'm always vastly underprepared on the reworks come Sunday of raids because I just haven't spent the time on them. But on paper, I like the kit. She obviously helps with evasion. I'm actually a little worried that she takes a shine off Batgirl a little bit as a red leader for me. But I don't think so. I still think Batgirl will be my primary go-to. Maybe Canary fills that niche of a taunting, an anti-taunting evasion comp that I could use her with.
Sure. Oh, that wouldn't be too bad.
No, it's definitely. I think she's very well rounded. It was a really, really good rework. I can't say anything is OP. I can't say anything is bad. It was like they sit down. I was like, well, let's for once make a character that is halfway decent, not overpowered, not underwhelming, but good. And that's her.
And that's the thing though. But there isn't a scenario where an invader is going to be OP. It's never going to happen because of the fact that
Harley Quinn was for a long time.
Well, and then the slew of can't.
No, but the can't miss. The can't miss came out when they started giving everyone can't miss.
Yeah. Because she was OP.
Well, but the point is there's in the evasion genre, you're never going to have anyone that someone's going to complain about. They can be a pain in the rear, but remember, we get to choose who we go up against.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
bring your can't miss tunes. There's a shit ton of them.
Like we make fun of Retpmus with some of the teams he puts out there that are a pain in the fucking ass, right? Well, I have all RB5 evasion teams. I never get any, hey, Biff, you're a fucking asshole. Because they're counterable.
Hey, Biff, you're a fucking asshole.
You're a fucking asshole, right?
But I never get people reaching out to me saying, oh, I can't beat Biff's team. Like, my teams are good. My teams are awesome. But they're easily counterable. So no one's ever going to complain.
Yeah.
By the way, well, I should say that Spectre is easily counterable, but everyone still complains.
Yeah, everybody's still complaining.
Anyway.
Oh my God, there's so many goddamn Spectre counters, and people are like, "Where's
I know.
Spectre?"
Yeah. No, you know what the one argument is, because I do agree with the Spectre is too much deal, and believe me, we don't need to get into this conversation again. But my one point on it is, I do agree when there's a prevalency, when you see him on 9 out of 10 teams or whatever, it gets boring.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he is easily counterable. Yeah. And I will go back to my other point that if he wasn't what he was, we would fucking hate Superman.
Oh, not anymore with TDK.
TDK would have solved it.
Until now.
Just like the comics, Batman destroys Superman.
Oh, come on now. But you want to reference the one where Batman had Superman's thumbprints on his neck because Superman wasn't in control and holding back?
I'm just tossing that.
You know, that whole entire debate about Superman versus Batman is a bunch of BS anyway, because Superman could just fly into space, look straight down where Batman is, and zap him with his heat vision.
Right, but that's counterintuitive to his character. You know, they always try to frame it within the context of him being a good person, not
why do I have this?
I will say this:
why do I have this
Batman
matchbox
with Superman's powers? That would be his move.
Nice.
I have a Superman mobile I'm holding up to the screen.
Right.
That is awesome.
Matchbox. Why does Superman need a fucking car?
Oh, I don't know. Why does he need he's a rocket too? Like,
I saw a picture of one of the Super Friends cartoons where he was riding with someone once
in a car.
What the fuck is he riding?
That way he can put the glasses on, you know, the nice shades on, and just kick back cruising.
You know, he never gets to listen to music when he's flying. At least if he rides in the Batmobile, he can put on some, you know.
He's in the Batmobile.
Well,
he can, Batman rocks into in there.
How's he going to pick up all his
flying out
right?
the back?
He should be able to listen to music. He can hear everything. He can listen to whatever he wants.
What would be even better, though, is if he was riding in a plane. If it was
riding in a plane.
If he was in a plane, that would be even better. Like, you just went for a ride on Wonder Woman's invisible jet just because, you know, he wanted to see what it was like to fly versus doing it himself.
My God. So yeah, TDK and Black Canary look really good. Check them out.
Both thumbs up.
Both are thumbs up.
For the most part, on paper with limited testing, they both look excellent.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know if we can really talk too much about Fire and Ice either, because again, their kits on paper are just on paper, and we haven't really tested them.
Talking about on paper, though, like Ice on paper looks pretty good, and Fire on paper, I'm not sure. But I'm not going to say bad, because I thought Naomi would be bad, and it turns out she's not. So I just don't know.
Yeah, I'm just not excited.
I need to know which one sucks.
Right.
So for those people that have her, let me know. Reach out to us on our server. Which one sucks? Because my Naomi is now gear 9. So for the last 6 months, or 5 months or 4 months or whatever, she's been my slow gear because I have everyone else G11. So I need to pick a new one, either this month's new characters or next month's new characters. I might make it to next month, but I need to pick one for a slow gear. So let me know who sucks, folks.
On paper, I'm saying it's Fire, but I just don't want to be caught with my pants down again. Like Naomi, I was so passionate, like she's not going to work, and then she worked.
I don't want you caught with your pants down either. There's a video chat.
Yeah.
Yep. Nobody needs to see that, Hank.
Good old Hank. Oh my God.
That's got to be in the title of the episode.
By the way, I don't even know why I said Hank, because I think I was starting to say horn. and somehow Hank came out.
I like it though. It works.
Yeah, Hank is great.
Yeah.
Hank is awesome. We all love Hank. Right. So we also have some stat boosts to talk about, and I want to talk a little bit about. You said we needed more red leaders in the game. Robin was one of the stat boosts, and way back in the old days, I used to use Robin lead all the time. People thought I was crazy, but he's a fast little fucker. And
doesn't he stack that critical damage
up does.
Like a madman? Yeah,
he sure does.
When he ramps, he's a beast.
When he ramps, he's a beast, and it's not hard to get him ramped.
Pre stat boost.
Yeah,
right.
Like just better. Like once again, good character, just better options.
Right. I can't wait to use. I was actually debating whether or not I should rebirth Robin or Dark Knight, because I've got 2 more rebirth crystals worth of saving up to get an RB5 Azrael. So
I wonder how many shards I have of Robin.
Oh, I've got enough shards to RB1 Robin.
No, I know.
You. Okay, I'm sorry.
Like sometimes when these things happen, I'm like, oh, where do I even have them?
Yeah, my
Robin,
Robin's not usable, unfortunately.
I could RB2 Robin. Right?
There you go. Nice. But I always liked what he brought as a leader. Unfortunately, he's one of those that fell to power creep. But go ahead, Remus.
I love that skin that they gave him too.
Oh, I know, right? The new 52 skin.
He looks so awesome in that little skin.
I know that. Well, that's the only skin I have for him.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I don't use any other skin. Yeah.
I mean, I have him, fully ringed out. I don't know. I think he's only level 70 though, but I loved playing with him. At one point in time, I loved bringing him all the time just to see him just like throw the batarang down, boom, and stack up those, buffs and then do it again. And I was just like, and then when he would attack, it would be like a Spectre or Lois attack when he had all those buffs up.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it was pretty vicious little guy. Of course, just the power creep got to him, just like everybody else. But he might see a revitalization of this character, which would be kind of cool. Because I'm trying to veer away from using the same teams, that I know work all the time. Most of the time, the only reason I do that is because I can get up in the morning and wipe out my boards real quick on PvP and move on.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do want to sit down and do strategy based. So I'll try and pick teams that are completely out of there and try and figure out a way to work in my Dr. Fate. And it's not very successful when I do, but I try. I try. And this is, I wouldn't mind trying Robin out again. Especially with the stat boost. I think I'm going to try some of that today.
Yeah, I had him sitting at L5, level 80. And the only way I knew that he had a stat boost was when I logged in the game. He was right in the middle of some of my lower RBs. So, I've always had him leveled and geared and ready to rock. It's just, hey.
Who else was stat boosted? I don't even
know.
Mira.
Mira
got a stat boost.
Yeah.
And I think that helps her out quite a bit.
Right.
I have used Mira quite extensively. I always, say back before I learned how to actually play the game, she was one of my 4 people that was on every team. It was always Superman, Reverse Flash, Hippolyta, and Mara, which by today's standards is like, what the fuck were you thinking at the time? But again, didn't know how to play the game that well. But Mira's kit works pretty well. It's like she, he keeps the team healed, overhealed. She can give out the damage immunity. She does a lot of good things. And with the stat boost, she can actually take a little bit more damage too. And she dishes out some more. So I like to pair her up. I've always run her with KOA lead because, their synergy is amazing. And Biff will love it because when he sees it, he can use his Manta to just melt it. Like it's
by the way, throw Barda in there too for me.
I use Ultraman so I can throw all those bleeds back on your team.
Okay.
So I like that with Azrael
give me more
as well.
Menders. Give me more Menders. I love it. Love Black Manta.
But yeah,
yours is RB5, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
RB5.
Gotta go watch the RB5 showcase. Man.
Only one in the game.
I do remember.
Sorry, Hawkeye. Sorry, Hawkeye. I was first.
Yep. He's coming for you though.
No, I know.
He said he's coming for you.
Oh, he's got the RB5 shards.
Yep.
I was first.
He's gonna get the crystals.
For the record, tomorrow. I was first. And by the way, I got my second unique RB5 yesterday.
Yes.
Jesse Quick.
Oh, Jesse Quick.
Which is an awesome RB5.
So
I
now
love that
currently I have 2 uniques in the DCL community.
Nice.
It will turn into 1 when Hawkeye gets more RB crystals.
Hey, you were still first, buddy.
That's right. First. You get to stake your claim on
one
that
in your programs and in cards.
Let's talk about Brainiac for a second.
Sure.
Oh yeah, another great stat boost.
Because see, I always felt like his drone blast, that very first one, just looks like it just spits out a couple quick little laser beam attacks. It was so underwhelming, for the damage. It was just like tap, you're it. That seemed like what damage it did. It did like nothing. So, I know that one. I do remember when a stat boost comes out, I tried them out real quick, and I did notice that was doing a lot more damage. But I feel in the overall theme of the game itself, he should be up there with Darkseid. He should be up there with Spectre, up there with Superman, because just in the whole lore of DC, Brainiac is a beast. He's dominating it,
he's a threat.
Almost everybody. Yeah, but they kind of made him like a wuss in the game, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
To me, and once again, we can go back to the whole Spectre crushes him still because green, but
Yeah.
he needed survivability.
Yes.
Is what he needed more than anything, which because his kit does not need help.
Yeah.
So a very good candidate for a stat boost. And I agree, he needs to be more powerful. But he also needs to be able to survive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ability to keep everybody alive. I mean, that's that's awesome. I mean, how much better of a support character could you get than that?
Yeah, and also, completely, and I hate him because he just completely eliminates retaliations.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I base most of my stuff on is retaliation. So
if you want to beat
I can't
Biff,
take the team I want. I can't take the team I want against Brainiac.
Right. If you want to beat Biff, Brainiac's the way to go.
And just like Retpmus, half the time I'm just trying to clear my board as fast as I fucking can, and half the time I'm playing for fun.
Exactly.
Who was the other rework? Indigo, I think.
Stat boost.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
stat boost.
yeah,
I'm
stat
sorry,
boost.
rework.
Yeah, it was Indigo.
Okay. Does anybody know anything about Indigo?
I'm getting you back from the whole chapter level thing.
Right. Chapters, levels. No, but I don't know anybody who uses Indigo, who's ever used it. I've never used Indigo, I don't think.
Tewty uses Indigo.
Oh, and he's not here, damn it.
Now he's busy hammering bosses. They keep showing up on my board.
Well, why the fuck isn't he on the show?
I guess we can't talk about Indigo if Tewty blow us off today.
Right?
Thanks, Tewty.
Yeah. Thank you, Tewty.
We still love you, dude.
For all you Indigo fans, tag Tewty in Discord.
Right? You lost out because, holy cow, she's a great tune.
Well, he was saying how much he wants to bring her up to RB5 and doesn't know why he hasn't done it yet on the RB5 showcase videos. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you should really get out there and watch some of these RB5 showcase videos because, my God, they're full of great content.
Oh yeah, and the most recent one, well, obviously Biff was a co-host on one of them, and great insights there. But Doombox was on this most recent one, and some really great insights. I was talking with AB with, and I'm not going to crib content from Tewty's show. I'm just going to say go watch it because there's some interesting compositions that you might want to try based on some of the content in that RB5 showcase. So. Check it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And even if RB5 seems like it's unattainable for you, still go watch it because it gives you insight of why these people RB5'd them and how it can help you at even a lower level get your teams up to where they need to be. So don't look at it as it's like, well, what's the point in watching it because it's for only people that get such a great level. No, it's well-rounded in why they chose to do that. So check it out.
It's not for whales only.
Exactly.
Right. And by the way, also, we always get the question a lot, like, who should I RB? Who should I, go? So, a lot of some of the discussion in the show is also about how RB affects certain characters. Because, by the way, all rebirths are not created equal.
Yep.
No,
not at all. Like I tout my RB5 Manta. He was completely and totally benefited by it, 1,000,000%. I talked about my RB4 Superboy, completely, can one-shot some Cassie Canes with his basic, at high levels, and he survives Spectre because of a high level. There are certain characters that are more worthy of your RB crystals than others, ones you use and ones that benefit, and then just characters you love. Can't go wrong with those two things.
Well said.
Yep. Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much. You've been very entertaining today, but I think it's time we take this thing around the horn for our last word. And I'm going to give it to you. What's that? Around the Hank. Oh, my God.
Because I meant to say horn.
Around the horn.
Around the Hank. Am I going to have to change that? Around the Hank now? Is that the thing? Take it around the Hank?
Episode title. I'm telling you, episode title.
Right on.
The Hank.
Anyways,
what was that one thing? There was like a saying, like I heard, about like a circle Hank.
A circle Hank. Who's on the bad end of that one? I don't want to know.
Well, it's
I'm not getting
circle, so everybody.
I'm not getting a circle Hank with you guys.
Thank you.
That came out of Retpmus though. Shit.
Right?
I know. I'm being bad today.
That's all good. Everybody has their days.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
Retpmus.
a little tired. I'm tired.
Go wash your mouth out with soap, buddy.
I am. I was bad.
Hey, this giggly Retpmus is better than the one from after your surgery.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They're both tied for me. I liked them both.
Yeah, I got a lot of comments about the other one. It's like, you were so hilarious, and I was just like, what are you talking about?
I don't even remember what
Was I on the show?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mean, I just remembered. I mean, I know what all I did now,
Right.
but I remember telling my wife, I was just like, man, I got to get on the show, man. Those guys, they're all on there. I got to be on there for the guys, And she's like, no, you just had surgery. You need to just relax. I was like, no, I'm fine.
She propped you up.
Yeah, I was just like, I got to be on there for him. I was just like, I have to.
That was a good one.
Well, we appreciate you soldiering on,
folks.
Jesus. Well, it's your turn to get the last word. So, what do you want to do? Take us to church, buddy.
I really could. I mean, I could like sit here and spout out a bunch of stuff, and I really have some stuff that I kind of want to say, but I'm going to wait a little bit on it because I don't really feel like taking up a lot of time. I just want to just tell you guys, truthfully, how much, I do appreciate all of you guys. And, I value your input, your opinions, I value you guys as friends. And, even though we don't get together, physically and hang out, I still consider you guys close friends. And, friends are kind of hard to come by because a lot of times in this world, everybody wants you for one thing, or a certain thing. Nobody ever gives freely anymore. But I can't say that about you guys. I mean, we're all here for each other and there's no ulterior motives, and you can't ask for a better group. And I'm just wanting to say I'm thankful for you guys, and that's about it.
People only want me for my body.
Damn it, the truth came out.
Know,
I was hoping
right?
I could let that slide by.
God.
Daggone, you
Are
caught
you
on
kidding
AD.
me? I'm so out of shape they could donate my body to science fiction.
I know. I mean, I record every episode and I have screenshots everywhere. I'm just like,
Right.
damn, look at that sexy thing.
I know, right? It's hard to be humble.
Exactly. And you do it so well.
I know.
I need to take lessons.
Well, thank you, Retpmus. We appreciate it. Well said. Biff, follow it up, buddy. Tell us like it is.
Well, another raid coming to a close. Great job, AAD. Another easy peasy top 50. We have for the last, now 6 weeks, we have had an opening. We've been pretty picky about member number 30. But if you are part of a top 10 that you want to take a step back, easy 1-day raid for one less RB crystal, let me know. And by the way, you better before they sell out, get to that shop and get yourself a Dr. Crane shirt, because that shit is fire.
Right. Beware the supply chain
like
issues.
the kids say.
Right? Like the kids say, it's fire, dude. Jesus. How old am I? How old are any of us? God.
Did they say fire?
I can tell you, I'm too old. I'm too old to be saying anything is fire. Let's put it that way.
I don't even know if kids today still say that. So
who knows?
Right.
Yeah,
I think they say it's lit, or they used to say it's lit. Something's lit. I don't know if that's still. I know that the word "sus" is a big deal because of Amongst Us, the game Amongst Us.
It's because think of like Biff's thought process here. It's lit because it's fire. There you go.
There you go.
For shizzle.
Oh my God.
Listen to these old fucks.
For shizzle. There we go. That's a great one.
Next time on Atlantis After Dark, a visit to the old folks' home. Oh, boy. Well, listen, thanks, Biff. We appreciate it, pal. Sekju, you get the last word. Tell us what's going down, pal.
As Biff was saying, another great raid for AAD. I was happy I was think we were talking earlier. This is the fastest I've ever gotten it done. I actually got to go to something cool last night. I'm not an indie movie guy, but I got to go to a movie premiere and go on a red carpet and stuff like that with a good friend of mine locally. So
nice.
I told him I'd say something on the podcast for him since they're indie guys. And the movie was Poor Paul. They're working on distribution rights. And if you get a chance and you want to support independent, movie makers, go for it. But yeah, it was cool. It definitely put the accelerator on my raids, and it was a good raid. So I had a good time.
Was it a rom-com? Nice. Was it an action film?
Oh, it was like I was like a straight up like comedy. Like there was some element of romance, but it was only a component to the comedy side. But I never really been to like an indie movie thing. So like, it was cool because the director was there and the actors are there and they took questions after the movie and everything, and that was really cool. Nice. So, I enjoyed it because my friend was in it. And, if you get the chance and they do get distribution rights, I think they're trying through Apple. So I don't know if you have Apple TV, but it might end up showing up on there eventually. And just told them I'd do that for them. But other than that, I just wanted to share Retpmus sentiment. I'm always happy to be here with you guys. I did truly miss not being here the last couple podcasts. I hate when I miss it. Real life does get in the way, but I'm always happy to be here. I'm really glad to be included and grateful for you guys. So thank you. And looking forward to continuing.
Well, that's the best I've ever heard. And on
a red carpet.
No, yeah, on a red carpet.
Yeah, it was fun.
Did you sign people's like popcorn box?
No. It was It wasn't me. I was.
No, but you could have just pretended that you were the star.
Right.
I could have been like, look at that. Well, he told me he might try and get me a bit role in one of their future movies, so I might be in something.
Yeah, go in with the Sekju. Go in with the suit, Sekju. Go in with like the suit and tie and just act like you're like real important and always like look off to the other direction and then when people come up to you and just be like act like you're signing autographs for everybody.
Right. Yep. He's showing up in a John Barbados.
It was the friend's moment to shine. I'm not going to steal somebody else's spotlight.
There you go.
I will steal your raid bosses, though, if you leave them unattended, as Biff will tell you.
Yes, you will.
It's always accidental, I swear.
Oh, no, it is. No, it is. It's always see, because with our alliance, we help out on people's boss and never more needed than today with these 150 bosses. The good news is you can't steal any today.
Well, unless you're a hacker.
Well,
a couple of those.
There are some nice one attack 175 million.
Yeah.
Level 48. Saw a couple of those today.
Highly sus, as the kids say.
Didn't one of those apply to us for the 30 spot? Maybe we should consider them.
Oh.
Kidding. We don't want any cheaters.
I get a lot of level 43 requests.
Yeah.
Well, can't blame the kids for trying.
Until lurking to stop referring his friends.
Oh boy. Well, listen, guys, thank you guys so much. It's been fun today, but let's wrap this thing up. We want to thank all of you for taking the time to be with us today. Get on our website, atlantisafterdark.com. Grab some cool swag from the merch store, get on Discord, talk directly with us, and then hit that subscribe button because you want to. For Biff, for Sekju, for Retpmus, and especially for Witty, we'll see you all right here next time for another episode of Double AD. So long, everybody.
I am at 1% battery life, so I am either going to drop right now or drop right now.
Bye, Biff.
And I'll get the write-up out as fast as I can.
Gotcha, buddy.
It has to include Hank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hank.
I'll come up with something.
Look, Sekju on the red carpet with his Hank.
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right. I will talk to you guys a bit.
All right. It writes itself, buddies. All right, guys.